Hello everyone, I'm Surabhi. Happy New Year and welcome to my channel. This is the third video of my question answer series. Again, I'll try to cover 2 to 3 questions, limiting to 10 minutes. So the first question is, which podcast do I recommend for kids? So my kids started listening to podcast when they were near about 4.5 or 5, and we started with Big Life Kids podcast. So Big Life Kids is a journal making company. They have amazing journal for kids. I have not used it. My kids don't write or anything, but based on the journal, they have created a podcast. So, and that podcast is about mindfulness. The journal is about mindfulness. It is about empathy. It is about never giving up. It's about bullying. It's about losing everything and hard times. It's about everything which a child near the age of 5 or 7 goes through. At least my kids went to. They started going to park. They started feeling bullying. They had groupism issues. They had colors, looks, all these kind of issues. They had struggles because they were losing. They were struggles because there were fights and there were arguments. Just normal kids issues, right? Which were never addressed when I was a kid. I have never heard such amazing stories in such a. I mean, like, we have read books about inspiring people and everything, but at that age, nobody had the right vocabulary to teach me that it's okay to lose. It's okay when everything goes away and you're alone. It's okay when you're in a place where everyone looks different than you. You are black and everyone is white. It's okay if you're fat. It's okay whatever you are. You need to love and respect yourself like that. Many such things which we never heard, which were never taught to us. We learned it hard way. This podcast talks about everything like that. So it was a blessing to us, and it is so nice that even I loved listening to it. I learned so many things myself about, it is based on a fictional stories, but in between they bring the real people. Like, there was an architect, very old architect, who started origami architecture, something like that. Many people whom I have never heard of, but like they bring in between some real stories also. And then in between, because it's a journal, so some kids call up and they tell their stories, so they bring those stories also in between. And it's about 2 fictional characters, but it's all about kids, about real life. They take you to geography, they take you to space, very much like you, if you have like kids adventure books. It's kind of that. It's one adventure story. So my girls were like super duper excited, and it used to release one podcast every week, and we were like waiting for it. Yes, that if you subscribe to their website, every Friday they'll send you a printable, which is again related to an activity. It's a free printable, like mindfulness or some prompts for the kids, depending on if you can involve your kids in that kind of discussion. Kids are older, not older, a lot of things, but it gives you as ideas as a parent, because this is something which I had no idea. I had never lived that kind of life or discussions about mindfulness myself as a kid, so I did not know what to talk to kids. How you become mindfulness or whatever. This topic is like very foreign topic to me. So yeah, so my kids just loved it. They used to like, Mama, today is Friday, can you listen to the podcast? And whole week will be repeated version, and we have heard it so much that my kids know कि इस story के बाद ये आएगी. For all the 33, they know the sequence of each story. So you can imagine how much we love it. But like during COVID, I think they stopped making the episodes. I don't know what happened. So I think 33, 34 episodes we have. And they all are free on Google Podcast. We have Android, so we have Google Podcast. It should be same in Apple also. I don't know. But Google Podcast, it is free. And so during COVID, when we were not getting new episodes, I started trying other podcasts. So we tried Story Pirate. That's also very famous, but it didn't click with my kids. Then I found the Rebel Girls, because we have one book of Rebel Girls, the first version, and my girls love it, at least especially my elder one. So you have the podcast version of all these books. So I find the yellow one. I think that's a part 2 of Rebel Girls stories, and now we listen to that. But still, if Big Life Kids is always a first priority, but it's like sometimes I'm just bored that please listen to something else, because it's throughout the house, everyone is listening to it. So yeah, so I have started engaging them in Rebel Girls stories, because they are also very inspiring, and they're short. My kids can connect to it, and it's more relevant to, rather than fictional stories. My kids listen to fictional stories on Google playlist that Google plays for them, because we have Google Home. But otherwise, these two podcasts are like, we love them, and I would recommend the Big Life Kid podcast to every single parent out there who kids are about 4 to 8. I mean, we love them. Maybe older kids, if you're facing some issues about mindfulness, or you want to do something on that front with your kids, you can enjoy it yourself and then see you want to give it to your kids or not. So that is what my recommendation is. Second question is, when do I make busy books? How do I get ideas, and how I make time? So how do I make time is, my books now, which you see, are very simple. It's only pen and paper. That's it. Initially, let's go back when I used to create very colorful sticker based busy books and everything. That was the time when my kids would not sleep through the night. So it's like, I still remember my husband clicked many photos when my younger one would be, sitting lying down in my lap, because she'll not sleep, and she was very little. My little one has not slept for 3 years throughout night. So I had a lot of time in the night to create that colorful and sticker based and engaging busy books. But when kids have grown, our schooling routine is more rigid, and again, I don't have any help, but still I can tell you that my school busy book is just 2 sections. One is making the busy book, just the rough, just papers, aligning the papers, making sure each busy book has 5 papers, they're stapled and everything. One is that job, and second is writing on them. That is what I do. So it's like once in 2 months I clean the cupboard of my kids, where they have their craft and papers and waste papers. So it's like once in 2 months I'll sit down and create 10 to 20, 30 busy books, depending on how much paper I have. And I have lots of paper in my house, because my kids waste a lot of paper, drying on one side and other side it's just empty. So that way I have lots of spare paper. That works. So I'll create 15 to 20 busy books, empty busy books, at one go, maybe in a span of 2 or 3 days, while cleaning up that shelf. So once I have 20 busy books ready, then I'll again schedule 1 week of a month, where every single night I'll sit and create 2 or 3 busy books, depending on how much energy I have. And so for 1 month I take 1 week for creating 20 busy books, or 12-15 busy books. I'll just, every single night I'll sit for 15-20 minutes, create it, and I'll be done. It doesn't take time if you have everything handy. So yeah, from where do I get ideas? I visit bookstores every week. It's a routine in our home, because now we don't have library and my girls love to read. So every weekend I will be dragged along with my kids to the bookstore, and I just go through puzzle books, I go through IQ books, I go through curriculum books. I mean, you go to bookstores, every publisher has a book for class 1, class 2, and just challenging questions, this, and make your sun bright, whatever it is. There's so many books in the market. So I just go browse whatever ideas I like, puzzles I like, I click pictures, and so my phone has a folder which has all the ideas. And just when I'm in a mood, like first week of the month, I sit down, open the phone, tish, 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 tish. That's I do. So practically now it does not take much time, because it's no more colorful. I just have a pen, my booklets, and my phone handy, and I can create 5 to 10 busy books in just 20-30 minutes. So yeah, with time you will get hold of it. It doesn't take time if you have ideas in handy. So that's what you can use my ideas, you can browse through the books. I mean, you have to be fast, and you should be using resources which are easily available. I mean, you have to find your resources. But yeah, this is my source of information, and yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching, and hope it helped you. If any more questions, you can please ask me. Thank you so much. Bye bye.